Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Tuesday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins. I'm going to move some crypto around for you guys. And as always, I'll do my very best to get to your questions and troubleshoot your problems. So let's get started. All right, so welcome everybody. I'm here with the rig and my new mic boom. Hopefully that'll improve the sound quality. I've been watching my live streams the day after and noticed that the sound is a little bit tinny. So I thought I would try to improve the sound a little bit. Hope that that's good for everybody. So welcome. We had some breaking news today. I know it's kind of an off day and I usually do my live streams on Saturday, but a couple of big stories broke today and I figure it's better to cover them while they're fresh than to wait until the weekend. So let's jump over here to this screen. It doesn't look like anybody's here, but I've talked to a lot of my viewers, and in the comments and emails they tell me that they'll watch my live streams the next day or after the fact. So I'm not going to let that worry me too much. Let's go ahead and jump into the news. For those of you who are new to the live stream, you can look in the description down below and check. And I've got these news stories linked in the description down below, all of my affiliate links and all that stuff. So we've got a couple of stories to cover today. Let's go ahead and pop out chat. Good evening, Don. Good to have you here. First in the live stream tonight. And MT, sound is good. That's great. Wonderful. Let's jump over here to, well, we'll get to that one in a second. Let's go ahead and talk about, wait a minute, let's go over this one here. This one's better. All right, so we got market wrap for today. Bitcoin close to 30K as investors search for a bottom. If you follow the markets as closely as I do, you will know that Bitcoin kind of broke out last night or late yesterday afternoon. It was kind of cool. Or was it yesterday morning? I can't remember, but Bitcoin shot up to like 31.7 or something like that. Seemed like after the market closed. And then for some strange reason, late last night, early this morning, it just dropped right back down to like 20 something. 29,000 something, below the 29,000 mark. And then if we check over on our crypto.com, you can see that we are back up at 31.5. Probably got given a little boost with these news stories that broke today. Crypto.com is a great place to buy and sell cryptocurrency. It's a cryptocurrency trading app that you can run right on your phone. You can deposit and withdraw cryptocurrency. You can stake cryptocurrency. They have an MCO metal Visa card that you can use to spend your crypto in the real world. So you might want to check out crypto.com if you've never used it before. Got a link to it down in the description below. So let's check out here. So this is our market wrap story. I always try to give a market wrap story during my live streams. You guys can get kind of an overview of what's going on in the crypto market. But as we see, Bitcoin dropped towards 29,200 this morning. I thought all hope was lost. I was like, man, we're finally starting to turn this thing around, and then all of a sudden it just went right back down to where it was before, and has been kind of treading water most of the day. But towards the end of the day, it came right back. So there were some great news stories that broke. So I thought it would be a good idea to do my live stream so you guys could take a look at these stories. I know not everybody follows the news as closely as I do. I'm a news hound. I'm reading the news all day long. There's always that, and it's not all crypto. You know, I like news about everything, but there's always a time in the late morning, I think it is, that where I get this sinking feeling that I've already read all of the new, fresh news stories of the day, and I get kind of this letdown. I'm just a news junkie. So anyway, I read breaking news most of the day, and I saw this story that came out here. Citadel Securities is building a crypto trading marketplace with Virtue Financial. Now, these are some big players. Although it's not, Citadel Securities is a subsidiary of the Citadel hedge fund, right? So up there with BlackRock, Citadel hedge fund is one of the biggest financial behemoths out there, right? And now their trading subsidiary, their securities subsidiary, has announced that they're getting into the crypto trading game, right? Of course, their quote is crypto trading marketplace. It's not going to be quite an exchange. So if we, not quite an exchange, a little bit more than an exchange. So the electric trading giant Citadel Securities is building a crypto trading ecosystem, as I said, with high-speed frequency trading market firm Virtue Financial. There was just a story that broke yesterday that had to do with the SEC is retooling their regulations to prevent high-speed trading or retail front running. And this involved a Virtue Financial, and their stock dropped. But now they've decided to announce this partnership with Citadel Securities to provide a cryptocurrency trading platform. Let's see here. This marketplace is intended to create more efficient access to deep pools of liquidity for digital assets. So a group of industry leaders are working closely together to facilitate the safe, clean, compliant, and secure trading of digital assets. And then let's see here. They've been quietly hiring executives. And there was a, let's see, oh, here. It's more of a crypto trading ecosystem or marketplace than an exchange, right? So it's not going to be a typical cryptocurrency exchange. It's going to take on the exchanges by building a better mousetrap. So pretty cool stuff going on. This story just broke today, but there was a big story earlier today. Key U.S. senators introduce crypto bill outlining sweeping plan for future rules. So Christian Gillibrand and Cynthia Loomis released the long-awaited strategy that favors the CFTC as a watchdog and wipes away tax worries for purchases of less than $200. Yeah, I'm glad that they're doing that, because people were always saying things like, oh, it's a capital gains, it's going to get taxed if I buy a cup of coffee, or I buy a meal with crypto and whatever. So they've sort of set this tax-free bar so that people can spend their cryptocurrency without having to worry about the tax implications. But it's really just kind of theater, because the tax implications of buying a $50 meal or a $100 meal at a restaurant with Bitcoin were pretty low. if you had, bought your Bitcoin high and Bitcoin was down, then that meal was like a tax write-off. And if you had bought your Bitcoin low and then spent it on this $1,500 meal, then you did have capital gains, but they were negligible. So sort of giving a free ride to any purchase under 200 is not making a huge difference in your tax implications, but it does sort of give people that feeling that they don't have to worry. And it would be really better if it was more, like say 500 or less. It would make more sense. But I'll take it, $200. But basically they've announced this bill. Now they haven't voted on the bill. They're just bringing it to Congress, but it has left committee and it is written. Of course, it'll probably get, how they are in Congress. They're going to wrangle quite a bit. Although, if it's like any of these big packages that they've recently released, maybe no one should read it and they should just vote it in, right? Isn't that what's going on with most of the big legislation that goes through Congress now? No one has time to read it and they just throw it out there and vote on it. But I doubt that'll happen with this one. But it's good news for crypto. A lot of crypto enthusiasts or crypto purists might react to both of these stories, in that, crypto is supposed to be decentralized and crypto is supposed to be, for separate from the huge financial system, the financial system and everything else. So it looks like, part of the crypto purist in me is saying, oh, it looks like big government and big finance are trying to take over the crypto scene, right? They're trying to adopt it absorb it into their system, right? But it looks like it's good news, I think, for overall for people to be more comfortable and trusting of crypto in general. That has been going on over the last couple of years. And so in 2020 and 2021, a lot of people were jumping into crypto and starting to trust it. And then we had the big crash of 2021 and now the big crash of early 2022 that sort of like woke people up to, hey, it's not all fun and games. But adoption has been sort of on the rise as we go along. JDO is here. Thanks for coming in, JDO. Not obligated, of course, to moderate, but always happy to have you. I know that Dan and JDO are pretty reliable moderators for our Saturday night live stream. And I just thought I would throw this one up because I got the new mic boom, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm hoping that my sound quality improves, and saw this story that just broke and thought it would be a good time to just jump in and report on the story. So is this stream in addition to or in place of? Oh, I plan on still doing Saturday night. But sometimes when a big story breaks early in the week, by the time I talk about it on Saturday night, it's kind of stale, or I forget to talk about it at all. So I thought maybe I'd throw this one out there before it gets stale. So that's kind of where we're at. Is Citadel, is that the same company that uses Robinhood when they supposedly front run some trades like AMC? Actually, I believe yes, but also if we go back to the Citadel story, Virtue Financial is one of the big companies that was front running retail. I think if we go over here to, I'll look at Zero Hedge real quick. See if I can find this story. Wow, where'd it go? It was here. Here it is. Bitcoin soars back from overnight plunge as Citadel and Virtue signal HFT move high funds transfer. I'm not sure what HFT means. Somebody help me. But yeah, just hours after the SEC leaked plans to the Wall Street Journal that the regulator is preparing to propose unprecedented changes to market structure as soon as this fall, which would make it virtually impossible to front-run retail orders, sending shares of Virtue tumbling, right? So they're one of the big companies that are involved in this high-speed trading that sort of front-runs retail. Citadel and Virtue are building a cryptocurrency trading platform along with retail brokerages, Fidelity and Charles Schwab. So it seems like everybody's getting in. Now, I'm just speculating, but I think it was a combination of this story about the SEC leak of their updated regulations and this announcement today about the crypto regulation. This is big too, but I think it was a combination of those two stories that sort of forced the announcement of this partnership, this market, this crypto trading marketplace. This has obviously been in the works for a while now, but it looks like they decided, well, let's go ahead and announce it now, probably to help Virtue's stock price. Good news for the company. And good news for crypto regulation being announced here. I talked a little bit about that, less than 200. But this legislation is supposed to help clarify and tackle the regulatory, conflicting regulatory rules that govern cryptocurrency right now. We've got a lot of different agencies and there's a lot of overlap. And so this act wants to clarify the rules about whether a crypto can be considered a security or a commodity, right? They're not really either, but it's not a bad way to pigeonhole cryptos as far as regulatory, the regulatory landscape goes. I mean, there are some other cryptos that I wouldn't consider either of those. Like Bitcoin is basically, it's a currency, really. It's not really a commodity, and it's definitely not a security. So I'm not sure where they're going to pigeonhole Bitcoin, most likely in the commodity area. But any cryptos that are considered securities will fall under the purview of the SEC, and those that are considered commodities will be the CFTC. I forget what that is. Committee that oversees securities and exchange. I forget. It's some big Commodities and Futures Trading Commission. That's it. I was like, what? But the interesting thing and the kind of amazing thing about this announcement and this legislation, even though it hasn't even passed yet, is that it will make a Bitcoin ETF or exchange traded fund even more likely, right? I think I just reported a story not too long ago about that the SEC had denied yet another ETF application, and it looks like the time has come for a Bitcoin exchange traded fund in the US. They have them in Canada. Believe they have them over in Europe somewhere. I'm not exactly sure. But an exchange traded fund is a tradable fund that is based on the price of Bitcoin, and the people that manage the fund are actually holding Bitcoin, and that fund can be traded on the big exchanges like the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ, right? And that is the sort of thing that will allow the casual, institutional, I say casual, but compared to someone trying to figure out how to use and custody their own Bitcoin, the casual Bitcoin investor to easily purchase and invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Well, the ETF would be Bitcoin specific, right? So the announcement of this crypto legislation is a step towards the Bitcoin ETF, which is the the unicorn for the Bitcoin investor, right? Yeah, and like I mentioned, some Bitcoin purists and crypto enthusiasts and crypto purists might object to the government absorbing the crypto market, right, to a certain extent. But I think in the long run, for average Joes like me and everyone else, it's good news, right? Because when you talk about crypto, most people are hesitant, because of the bad press that it gets. And, if this legislation were to pass as is, or in a slightly modified form, the government will no longer be able to bash Bitcoin, right? Because now they regulate it, right? To a certain extent, that whole, Bitcoin is a scam, Bitcoin is, marginal, will start to fall apart once the government embraces cryptocurrencies. And then we got big finance over here with this new Citadel announcement. So the big finance guys are not going to be able to bash Bitcoin on the premise that it's not a serious thing, right? Or it's based on nothing, or it has no intrinsic value. Those kind of arguments they won't be able to use those arguments anymore. They'll still use the kind of arguments that it's volatile. They'll still attack it to a certain extent, but some of the main arguments are going to be sort of covered now, made impossible by these two events, I believe, right? So I think it's good news. Bonus midweek content from CryptoDad, a nice little bump in BTC price action this afternoon. Things are looking up. I think we needed it. I was really getting bored with the market. It had just been in the doldrums most of this year, and every time we thought it was trying to break out, it just never did. It looked like over the Memorial Day weekend we saw a pop up to like around 32,000 for Bitcoin. Not quite, maybe a little over, I think. And then that faded away last week. Was it? Yeah. when everybody came back to work. And then we saw that another pop over the weekend again. Was it yesterday or whatever? And then it crashed back down to reality this morning, and now here we are back up again. Now this is the kind of exciting type of price swings I'm used to, right? So we'll see. It would be great if Bitcoin could break out, but we still have a lot of market uncertainty in the broader markets, right? In the stock market, we still have the war in Ukraine. We still have the Fed raising interest rates to fight inflation. We still have runaway inflation, which can lead to a recession. So there are still a lot of macro factors that aren't looking good for any kind of investing. It's not food shortages, cats and dogs living together. We're seeing a lot of negative events in the world. But one of the things that always amazed me about Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market was its ability to just sort of be miraculous in a way. Like there are those days you wake up and you see like all of your cryptos up like 10-20%, and it's just like a dream, and it's a wonderful feeling. Even if you're not like cashing in, but it's just it just validates your belief in this new sector, this emerging technology. So that always amazed me. And against all odds, you know, especially back in the early days, when so many people were bashing Bitcoin, and you would just still see the price jump, and this just euphoria. So I'm looking forward to more days like that. Yes, Mirzen says people will always find a way to bash Bitcoin, and I believe that's true. They'll figure out some way to attack it. There are always naysayers. There was another story, and I don't know if I can find it. Maybe I can find it on my phone here. Let's see. But it had to do... and of course I'm not going to be able to find it. But it was a group of... it was a group that wrote an open letter advocating crypto legislation, and I believe that the group was involved in ESG and sustainable type stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find this. Let's see. That's the one that we did on Sunday. There it is. This is one of them, right? Human rights advocates tell Congress Bitcoin is essential in countries with collapsing currencies. So I guess it wasn't ESG, but it was human rights, right? Human rights advocates from around the world wrote a letter to U.S. lawmakers in defense of digital assets, citing the power they wield in countries where local currencies are collapsing. The effort comes a week after prominent technologists publicly slammed crypto for being too risky and unproven in a letter to Congress. We talked about that letter on Saturday's live stream, the Bitcoin basher letter. But then now today, we've got these human rights activists that have wrote their own letter to Congress saying, no, don't believe the naysayers. Crypto is a good thing, right? So let me see. Let me go ahead and I'll just drop this in the description so you guys can link to it. I had read this story somewhere else, a different news source, but CNBC is good enough for me, right? That's mainstream. You got to believe it, right? All right, I'm just going to drop it in. Oops. Yeah, the video details. We'll just pull it. We'll just put it down here at the bottom, so you guys can check this story out yourselves. Read it at your leisure. Also, good news for crypto, right? So that's good. Well, all right. I didn't want to spend all night, but I thought maybe I'll just buy a little Bitcoin and throw it in my wallet. First of all, let me buy some Bitcoin on Coinbase. Or I'm sorry. Let me buy some Bitcoin on Crypto.com. Haven't done that in a while. If you go over to Crypto.com, I like to go to accounts. And as you can see, I've got some US dollar coin there. So I can just tap on that and choose sell US dollar coin. And I'll sell it for Bitcoin. All right. And I can just, I can just edit the amount here. We'll just buy $50 worth of Bitcoin in celebration. Yeah, and it's going to net me 0.001 Bitcoin. They're not going to charge me anything for that. That's pretty cool. And there we go. I sold it for Bitcoin, I believe. Yeah, see there. You can see I've got like $50 worth of Bitcoin. And I can move this into my own wallet pretty easily. If you do a transfer withdraw to an external wallet, you can see I've got a whole bunch of Bitcoin addresses. I'm not sure what how they're sorted. I don't know which one is the latest one. Well, this says Ledger Main. Let's try it, right? I'm never really worried about losing like a whitelisted Bitcoin address because I can always attach my ledger. If it doesn't go into one of my current accounts, I can always attach my ledger and search for existing accounts that were, may not be in Ledger Live anymore. So let's go ahead. It says Ledger Main, and that's what I usually call my. All right. Is it going to let me do that? Okay. Let's try that again. Oh, is that my minimum? Do I have a minimum? Yeah, looks like maybe I have a minimum. Oh, well. Ugh. All right. Do I have? Oh, it's only 50. Okay, maybe that's why they won't let me withdraw it. I think maybe it has to be 100. Let's double check. Oops. Oh, okay, yeah. So let me do 10. Right. Let's do 49. That should do it. All right. And it was kind of weird when I hit max Bitcoin. They're going to charge me a little bit of Bitcoin here. Let's confirm that. And then I have to go jump through all kinds of hoops. I'm going to need to put in my code from my phone, which should come soon. Yeah, there it is. 567696. Is that right? 597696. Okay, and then I got to go over and get my authenticator code, which I should be able to pull off here. If I can do this in time. Whoops, there it goes. Let's see if that worked out. Oh, it did it. So whether we see it in my Ledger Live anytime soon, it might take a while. And the reason that I didn't whitelist a new address is because the Crypto.com has a new policy for security that you have to wait 24 hours after you whitelist a new address. So I'm an impatient kind of guy. So I try to use, my existing Bitcoin addresses. Ledger Live has an update, or am I just late in seeing it? Let's see. Let's check out Ledger Live. I'm going to do this. I'll start it again and see where I am. There we go. Yeah, actually the nice thing about this mic boom is before I had my mic on a little stand right next to my keyboard, so when I clacked on the keys, it was like right in there. Let's see. I don't see any Bitcoin received yet, but we'll keep an eye on it. So let's see here. We've got, let's see what version I'm on. Right, we'll go to about Ledger Live 2.42.0. Yeah, that's the latest version, JDO. I don't know, it wasn't that long ago when I saw the update, probably less than a week. I usually launch Ledger Live pretty much every day at some point, so I probably saw it. Oh, it has a fix for Solana staking. Yeah. If we go to accounts over here, I believe that I still have some Solana in here. Not a lot. But yeah, so we should be able to like stake Solana in here in Ledger Live, right? So supposedly that's fixed now. Let's see, what else can we do? I was thinking of maybe buying some Ethereum as well. Let's see, where can we buy that? Maybe over on Coinbase Pro. I think I have. Oh, you know what? I want to see what happened. You remember the other night I bought some Bitcoin on Coinbase and they wouldn't let me withdraw it? I was kind of upset about that. Let's see here. Coinbase. That's Coinbase Pro. Let me get over and see if they'll go into Coinbase. They should just let me right in. Whoops. Whoop. What'd they do that for? Okay, that's kind of weird. It takes me back over here to Coinbase. Okay, whatever. Welcome to advanced trading. Yeah, favorite Coinbase Pros. Whatever. You can transfer your Coinbase Pro funds to Coinbase now to get started. I don't know why I would do that. Like Coinbase Pro is the big one, right? Anyway, if we go over here to assets, I wanted to see if they're going to let me send this, right? You remember, see, I got this Bitcoin here. But then when I tried to send it, they were like, So I'm just wondering, when will they... no. I don't know how I got $1.63 at Bitcoin. But yeah, I'm supposed to, according to them, I have a balance of $49.60 in my Bitcoin account, but they won't let me send it. Yeah, I don't know, that's probably some interest or something. Yeah, Bitcoin available. Let's see what this says. Okay, see. Some of your funds may be temporarily unavailable while we wait for a bank transfer or if you have funds held as collateral. Learn more. Yeah, that's kind of weird. That never happened before when I did the ACH purchase on Coinbase proper, right? I had been mostly using Coinbase Pro as a rule. And what, it looks like there's a little bit of Bitcoin and a little bit of Ether. I guess I don't have any more US dollar in here. But we can trade Bitcoin for Ethereum, right? I don't usually do the crypto to crypto swaps, but we can do that. I think. Maybe not. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, so we can go between Bitcoin and Ethereum. So let's see here. We got Bitcoin. We want to sell the Bitcoin. No, we're going to buy the Bitcoin. Okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, I think that's what I want to do. I'm using Bitcoin to buy Ethereum, right? We're swapping one for the other. Let's see if that works. Maybe I went the wrong direction. Let's go back over here. Yeah, okay. So now I've got like $100 worth of Ethereum, right? So a crypto to crypto swap is possible, but it's still capital gains. It makes tax implications. I think a lot of people think that as long as they stay away from dollar trades, that they'll avoid the tax implications, but I'm pretty sure, and I'm not an expert, not here to give financial advice, but I'm pretty sure that any crypto swap is considered a taxable event. Correct me if I'm wrong. Dave Flowers is here. He's checking out the beginning. Samuel Prince said this. I'm sorry I didn't address this right away. My self-made hardware wallet. Electrum on USB drive. You were teaching me a couple of years ago in a video how to set it up, sir. I believe that I did a video on, there was a operating system that ran on a USB. But I don't know that that would be a good place to store Bitcoin, because it's not, there's a term for it that I can't think of. It doesn't persist, right? It has no persistence. So every time you boot up the system, it's like nothing is saved, like no documents. What the heck is the name of that? Tails. But maybe you're not talking about Tails. Maybe you're talking about a video I did a while back on an air-gapped hardware wallet solution, where you split up Electrum Bitcoin wallet between the cold disconnected computer, the air-gapped computer, and then your internet-based computer has the watch wallet. Very complicated, way more complicated than I would be willing to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Right? You can get really secure with your Bitcoin on air-gapped computers and paper wallets and things like that, but it's real hassle to actually move the Bitcoin out. You have to go through quite a bit. So I tend to stick with the hardware wallets like Ledger, Trezor. Ellipal is good. I just dropped an Ellipal video the other day, yesterday. I think I just dropped it. Hasn't been getting very many views. I was a little disappointed. Yeah, it hasn't even passed 1,000 views. I don't know if like the thumbnail's not good, or no one cares about Ellipal, or what, man. But it's it's a normal wallet setup video, and it's a great air-gapped wallet. I find it a little difficult to use as compared to a Ledger or a Trezor, but that air-gapped solution, I think, as far as air-gapped solutions goes, Ellipal is the best out there. Their wallet has been around a while, and they've made a lot of improvements over the years. And they asked me to do a video, and I was like, okay, sure. They were like, okay, we're going to send you one of our new wallets. And I said, cool, that's fine. And then while I was doing a little research on the video, I found this thing on their website. This thing. And I was like, wow, that's cool. The world's first offline mnemonic phrase generator. I was like, man, that's cool. It's like this little cube that generates random seed phrases. And I just think it's like really cool. It'll generate a seed phrase for you, and I'm assuming it'll do 24. It doesn't. I can't see it on here, but after I did this video, and they thanked me, and they were like, "Oh, send me a link to your video, and after it's done, and so we can put it on our social media." And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." And they sent me back an email, and, "Oh, thanks, we'll send you one of our new mini Ellipals when they come out." And I was kind of like, you don't have to do that, but I would really like this little Joy thing. It's really cool. It's like rolling dice, right? You can generate a Bitcoin wallet by hand by rolling dice, but don't think of numbers. Uh, the human being is one of the worst random generators out there. I don't know what it is about human beings and their brains, but they're not very good random seed generators. So you could roll dice to do it. I mean, if you're like go to the game store and get like a 24-sided dice or a 30-sided dice or a 20-sided dice, or you could play around with the different dice to like roll, or 6 dice or whatever. Roll your own, and look up the words in the table or whatever. And once you've done that, you could restore a device using that phrase, like a backup restore. So now you've created a wallet with a random seed phrase and done a restore, right? And in other words, the ledger isn't actually generating the phrase. You generate it and then restore your device using it. So anyway, when I get this Joy Cube, I'm gonna do a little demo on that. Looks like fun. But we were thinking of transferring some of this Ethereum into our wallet. I still don't see that Bitcoin. I might have to look for it. Yeah, if it doesn't come in by the time we're done talking, I'll look for it. It might be on a different ledger for all I know. I hope. It might be a ledger I deleted. That would suck. Well, $50. I shouldn't have been so flippant about that. But that is my go-to. No, it's not here yet. Yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and do the Ethereum. So in Ledger Live, all you have to do is go to accounts, and you can go to your Ethereum account and just do a receive. You don't even have to have the device attached to do this. You just hit continue and say, I don't have my device, and it'll give you the Ethereum address. Now, the Ethereum address never changes for a particular Ethereum wallet, so there's no reason for me to go through that whole verification process with the device attached. Even with the Bitcoin wallet, Ledger Live will generate you a brand new Bitcoin address every time you, because Bitcoin will do that, right? A wallet will generate a brand new receiving address for you each time. And you don't even have to have the device attached. Like the Ledger Live is capable of generating that fresh address for you. But anyway, we got our Ethereum address. Let's go over to, where were we, right? Over here. Right, let's do withdraw, and it looks like it's been a long time, but it looks like I'm gonna take my Coinbase Pro balance down to 0, right? We're gonna do crypto address. They're gonna say, okay, we need you to use an Ethereum address, which is valid. I'll send the max, hit withdraw, and then I'll put in my 2-factor here. Okay, we'll hit withdraw and send that on its way. There's no idiot-like face on thumbnail like most YouTubers do. Actually, I did one as a joke a while back. If you guys remember, I did a live stream with a freaky face. It was a while back. Oh, here. You guys remember that one? I figure, might as well do one of those. Yeah. No. Yeah. I try to keep it. I smile, or whatever the content of the video is. If it's like anger or surprise or whatever, I try to maybe do it, or it's a question, right? But anyway, that's gone. That's out. And so we should check in withdrawals, and we can see we've got that Ethereum out pending. We can actually go over to crypto.com and check the status of that Bitcoin withdrawal as well. Yeah, see right there? It says withdraw BTC pending. So it's still pending on their end. So it's not going to show up in my wallet for a while. Most cryptocurrency exchanges are kind of slow with Bitcoin withdrawals and even deposits. Like sometimes when I'm selling Bitcoin and I transfer it over to Coinbase, it'll show that it came in, but it takes a while for it to actually become spendable on Coinbase Pro, which is weird because like Ethereum and Solana and other cryptos that I cash out onto Coinbase Pro usually will pretty quickly become spendable, tradable. But for some reason, Bitcoin takes a while. I don't know what that's about. But just be patient. All right, so let's see. Exactly, the air-gapped USB, it's complicated but very secure. Yeah, it is. And it's totally, if you're willing to go through all that, and especially if it's long-term Bitcoin storage, then yeah, I would, and it's cheaper than buying a ledger, if you've got an old laptop laying around, and that can be your air-gapped, private key component of your Bitcoin wallet. And yeah, you can use Electrum Bitcoin Wallet to do that. That video that I did, let me see if I can find it. That video took me forever back in the day. Let's see. Yeah, this one. That's from 2017. How to set up cold storage in Ethereum. The CryptoDad shows you how to set up a cold storage wallet using the Ethereum Bitcoin wallet. We go through creating an air-gapped computer with no connection to the internet. Then we install the Ethereum Bitcoin wallet on that computer. This copy will be used just to sign transactions. It will never connect to the internet. We then install the watching only component on our normal working machine. This component of the wallet will only receive Bitcoin or broadcast transactions that have been signed by the cold storage component. Yeah, I'll throw that in there. That's like a blast from the past, when I first started recording videos, I didn't really know much about video editing or have good editing software. So most of my early videos were like one take. I had the recording software, OBS Studio, which I still use, but I would be in record, not live mode. But if I made a mistake, I'd have to start all over again, right? So if I wanted it to look good, or if something went wrong or whatever, I had to start the recording over. It was like a one take live session, So if you watch my early videos from 2017, they're pretty slow. They're pretty slow moving. Yeah. Now when I've got all the editing tools, I have Adobe Premiere and whatever, and when I'm editing my videos, I'll just go through and edit out every and pause, and so when you watch my videos now, it looks like I'm very eloquent and well spoken. But if you watch the raw video, you can see I'm not always like that eloquent, right? There's a lot of hemming and hawing. Like on the live stream, you get it, Let's see. Are our computers also incapable of producing true random phrases since it has to follow some sort of algorithm or closed code? Mir Zen put that out there. That is true. I don't know that even the ledger or even that Joy device may not be truly random. It's kind of one of those things that is almost impossible for an algorithm to generate, by virtue of the fact that it is an algorithm. Somebody has to code the algorithm to generate random. And then there are quite a few, like if you're a coder or whatever, there are existing functions out there that do a pretty good job of generating random numbers. And then using those, you call those functions, but you know, they'll say don't ever like roll your own random number generator in code, right? Just leave it to the experts. The same with cryptography. There's a lot, you know, they'll say in cryptography don't use roll your own cryptographic functions, you know, try to, you know, code your own encryption scheme, you know, or decryption, encrypt or decrypt, right? But yeah, that is true that that a computer isn't capable of generating pure randomness. Still, it's not quite there. It does a pretty good job, but still not there. I was transferring Litecoin the other night, and it took 4.5 hours to go in. Longest time I've had to wait. I'm surprised that happened with Litecoin. Back in the days, I used to use Litecoin quite a bit to transfer. If I, like, say I went on an exchange like Coinbase and bought, I would buy Litecoin, and then I would transfer the Litecoin over to Binance so that I could buy some new coin up that came out on Binance that I couldn't get on Coinbase. Like back in those days, Coinbase had like 5 coins. And I would always use Litecoin because it was faster than Bitcoin when I made that transfer from, you know, Coinbase over to Binance. But I kind of stopped using Litecoin to do that. Bitcoin got faster, and there were more coins available on the big exchanges. I didn't have to like do that, like buy Bitcoin or Litecoin on Coinbase and then transfer over to Binance so I could get a coin I was after. You know, now there's Binance US, and it has quite a few coins, and KuCoin and Coinbase and Coinbase Pro have like, I don't know, hundreds of coins, but they have quite a few coins now, most of the coins. And I've been using Solana to do that fast transfer. But Litecoin's a good coin for that. I'm surprised it took so long for it to show up. Now that Coinbase has the same advanced trading features as Coinbase Pro, which is better? That's a good question. I'm not really sure why they did that. Seem like they're now they're overlapping. I don't know, maybe when people went over to Coinbase Pro, they were sort of overwhelmed with the interface. So we got that Ethereum out of there. And they figure more people are, and I don't know, was this it? Okay, what was that all about? Okay, let's go back to trade. Oops. Oh, I know why. Because they signed me out. All right, let's go back over here real quick. But I haven't really played around with. Wait a minute. I haven't really played around that much with this new trading interface on Coinbase proper, so I'm not really sure which is better. But it is a little confusing to me. Let's just get started. Yeah, this is weird. It's like now I don't know which is which anymore. You know, this is Coinbase Pro, right? All right. I should be okay there. Ugh. Dude, seriously. Yeah, so I'm not even sure how to get to that advanced trade. I think it's here, right? If it will do it. Okay. But this, I'm not sure if even this. Oh, here, advanced trade. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they wanted to look more user friendly, I guess. But it seems like they've just, put Coinbase Pro out of a job by giving advanced trade to Coinbase. Maybe they will take Coinbase Pro out at some point. They'll just Coinbase covers all bases now. It was kind of weird that it was split up into two pieces anyway, Coinbase and Coinbase Pro. But they did have their niche, right? Coinbase was for beginners mostly, and Coinbase Pro was for more advanced traders. And now they've introduced advanced trade feature into regular Coinbase, so why do they even have Coinbase Pro anymore, right? They may just nix it, and move it in, combine everything into Coinbase. We'll see. But I'm not much of a trader anyway, so I don't know if you can do advanced stuff like limit orders and that kind of stuff. I don't know. Yeah, maybe you can. Let's see, if we go to Bitcoin US dollar. Yeah, I can do a market or a stop limit and all that kind of stuff that I couldn't do on Coinbase before. But it looks like it has some pretty good features, right? It might be better to do everything over here. Yeah. Still difference in fees, right? Okay. So JDO is saying that, and I would assume that one of the big differences between Coinbase and Coinbase Pro was that you had cheaper fees on Coinbase Pro for traders. And it looks like there's still a difference in the fees. It's more expensive to trade over in Coinbase, even with the new advanced trading, right? So we'll see. Yeah. They listen to the thermal noise on the diode. Everything is pseudo-random, right? Nothing is really random. I don't know. I guess nature's random in some way or form. So, yeah, I don't know. If even rolling dice isn't that random. Sort of random. Pretty close. Flipping a coin. Counting leaves on a tree. That might be it right there. Just go to a tree branch and count the number of leaves on that branch, and that'll generate a random number to a certain extent, right? But then we're human, right? So we'd be choosing the low-hanging branches, right? We would, the human element would reduce the randomness of that procedure. Right? And we couldn't choose any tree in the universe, right? We'd only be able to choose the tree close to our house. So, boom, less random. Okay, so let's check and see if our Ethereum came in. Go to portfolio, we should see, yeah. So we got the Ethereum, and over on crypto.com, I'm still, I can still see that Bitcoin is still pending, right? It hasn't been released on Coinbase, hasn't been released on crypto.com yet. So it'll be a while, apparently. I don't know. I've seen crypto.com take hours for a Bitcoin transaction to go out when I do a withdrawal. Who knows what's going on under the hood there. All right, so I just wanted to get those news stories out and take a few questions and maybe talk a little bit about, self-custody. Self-custody is always your best bet. We've had a lot in the news about bankruptcies and, crashing markets and that sort of thing. And the crypto is really not yours unless you've got it in self-custody. I know it's expensive, especially with Ethereum. Someone in my comments the other day said something about, well, I bought $50 worth of Ethereum, and it's going to cost me like $5 or $6 just to move it into my wallet. That seems like not worth it. And I was kind of like, well, yeah, I mean, in the short term, it does look like that. But the idea is, in the long term, you need your crypto in self-custody. And maybe not $50. If you're dollar cost averaging on a weekly basis, maybe wait and do your transfers every month. So it's like $200 worth of Ethereum rather than just 50. And then that might help with on the percentages, right? But yeah, self-custody is not, in the short term, it's not really cost effective, right? But it's security effective. And that's the most important thing. You need to think in longer terms. And if you're buying Ethereum now, it's way off its highs right now. So yeah, you might be spending $5 to move that, Ethereum over into your wallet, but you'll thank yourself in the long run, a couple years down the road, when Ethereum is back up to 4,000 or 5,000 or higher. So better to be secure than not secure, right? Spend a little money, right? You spend money on your wallets, to keep your crypto secure. You spend money on your burglar alarm system in your house to keep your family safe. So yeah, there's a little bit of investment in self-custody, but it's worth it. Looked like something came in there. I don't think so. No, still no. This might not be the wallet that it comes into. I'll check it out later. Yeah. Oh, well, when we transferred from, I forgot to check the fees when we transferred from Coinbase Pro. But yeah, I mean, we had like $98 worth of Ethereum, and we ended up with $93 worth of Ethereum. Let's see. I think if we go back to Coinbase Pro and look at our withdrawal, of that Ethereum. Okay, there's that fee. Okay. So what did they charge us? Mind you, the price of Ethereum may have bounced up or down since then, but yeah, it was around $3 for that, and it was about $98 worth of Ethereum. So yeah, for 50, sometimes for $3 on 50 would be a bigger chunk of my holding, right? So the higher the amount, the lower the percentage, right? It generally works out. Like you hear these crazy stories about like $500,000 worth of Bitcoin transferred from one wallet to another, and the fee was like $2 or less, So yeah, so the higher amounts, the lower the fees, I guess. I'm not sure. All right, guys, I'm gonna jump on out. I just wanted to try out the new mic and try a new live stream with some breaking news. I will be here on Saturday. Whoops. Oh my gosh, I don't know what. Oh, here we go. Don't forget, I do this every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining.